Not many days go by that we will not see some issue in the news revolving around firearms-related deaths, and shortly thereafter, and from some angle, the ownership of firearms. I think when we're talking about firearms, it's fair to say that these deaths will fall into two categories: violence or unintentional shootings. Unintentional is too often referred to as accidental, of which I don't agree with. I feel that firearms deaths in this category are 100% preventable. Over my time as a deputy, like many other police officers with any time whatsoever under their belt, I have seen way too many of both, and both are tragic, but not always avoidable. My experience with firearms is so extensive that it has actually helped define both my professional and recreational paths in life. I grew up in a family with an extremely strong hunting history and heritage, and under great supervision, I was hunting at an early age and killed my first deer probably around age 10. Since that time, I've been blessed to have hunted all over this beautiful country for everything from elk out west to wild turkeys in the remote, very remote swamps in the deep south of Florida. I have won 5 grand national championships with turkey calls, and through that business, I have filmed and produced 2 full-length turkey hunting videos featuring hunts from all over the country and with men and women from all walks of life. The Marine Corps took my use and understanding of firearms to the next level. It exposed me to things I had never would have imagined, such as the high level and very high level of competition, as well as the offensive and defensive use of firearms. Early on in my Marine career, I passed the selection and in-doc process to be a Marine Scout Sniper, and passed that course and went on to spend 5 years in that MOS. I also served on the research and development team that chose and implemented and instructed classes for the very first Beretta M9 pistol into the Marine Corps. I also helped with the research and development team that helped select and develop the submachine gun programs for both the Drug Enforcement Administration and what would later become to be known as the Marine Special Operations Group, or MARSOC. I become the second Marine in the history of the Marine Corps to become nationally distinguished shooter in a 1-year shooting season. I was part of the 1988 National Championship Pistol Team at Camp Perry, Ohio. I was a 2-time member of the President's 100 Team and received an invitation to shoot the U.S. Olympic Shooting Team trials in 1988. I have had the rare opportunity to travel the world teaching marksmanship skills and tactics to various levels of students. After my years in the Marine Corps, I joined law enforcement and have been certified by the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy to instruct a police officer with any firearm that police officers in South Carolina would carry, except for the sniper rifle, which the Academy instructor solely controlled that position. I have been a CWP instructor in South Carolina and have also been an NRA instructor, where I was able to instruct everything except that of a muzzle-loading pistol. I'm also a Boy Scouts of America range officer and instructor, and is still currently a certified South Carolina hunter education instructor. I have over 30 years of professional experience with firearms. I've instructed thousands and thousands in marksmanship skills and the safe use of firearms. And like many others, during my professional life, I have used firearms to protect my life as well as the lives of others. With all this said, I have been blessed beyond belief to have had the exposure to a life revolving, in part, around the use of firearms that most people would only dream of, and I am thankful for it. And no question about it, it would not have been possible if it were not for the protection that our Bill of Rights gives us under the Second Amendment. I could not imagine anyone being deprived of the chance to have the opportunities I've had and enjoyed should the integrity of our Second Amendment rights ever be compromised for any reason. Everyone must continue to express the importance of our rights granted us under the Second Amendment, but in an appropriate and reasonable voice. And like myself, to express ourselves in a manner to show respect for the opinion of others who may not agree, and to ensure that we're good advocates for safe and responsible firearms ownership, and only by persons who are legally qualified to do so. When elected sheriff, I will put this professional experience to good use to implement programs that will help to reduce all firearms-related deaths in Spartanburg County. This is also an effort that is way overdue and one that I will personally have my hand in at all times as well. It is important to me for the Second Amendment to remain intact, but it is also important to place equal importance on the rest of the Constitution and the structure of our government as well. I know what it's like to step onto a mountaintop in Wyoming and listen to elk bugle. I know what it's like to sit in a duck blind in the duck hunting capital of the world, the state that I was raised and grew up in. I know what it's like to step on a firing line early morning with 1,500 competitors at Camp Perry, Ohio in the national championships, the excitement of it. I know what it's like to be waiting at the 1,000-yard line, 1,000 yards from a target you intend to hit. And I also know what it's like to walk into a house and watch as a family goes through the suffering process as a 12, 13, or 14-year-old kid has been unintentionally shot by a friend or a family member. And I also know what it's like to watch the family start the suffering process of family members and friends and loved ones lost in gun violence and homicides. I will do my best as sheriff with my knowledge and experience with law, people, and firearms to reduce all deaths in Spartanburg County when elected sheriff. Thank you so much for your support over these past months. Please continue to support me. Tell your friends to support me. I need your vote on November the 8th. Russell Lynch, Independent. You have to push the button beside my name. Please do not forget that one very important part. Thank you again. I'm looking forward to being your sheriff.